Hello YouTube, Zayan here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make the train station that I had posted a couple days ago. I got some views on it, 12 to be exact at this moment, so that's unprecedented for my experience. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how to build the and how not to build the track selector I have in there. So first of all, I'm going to go through these two. These ones don't work, and tell you why I built them like I did and why they don't work. First of all, each one of these operates on a button system. So push the button and it selects it for you. The way it selects it for you is these T flip-flops right here, kind of like a half T. They remember which button, like the input. So when you push the button, it'll activate this top line, which will activate this bottom line, which will activate this torch, which will activate this line right here, which will deactivate this. However, if we push this button, um, as you can see, it doesn't really work because this stuff is just, yeah, it's not working. So you can see it doesn't work and all that stuff. So what it's supposed to do is when you push the button, it's supposed to deactivate this torch, which will deactivate this wire, which will reactivate this, which will keep this active, which will keep this deactivated, and it's just a continual loop until you push another button, which in that case what you want to happen is this line right here to deactivate this. Now the problem I had with this was that it'd work fine as you go up the scale, but when you come down, or if you randomize it at all, it'll totally screw up, because what happens is that when you activate these up here, they'll in sequence reset each one of these T flip-flops before them. However, if you go backward or randomize it, then you'll have these cases where if you have the 6th activated, but then you push 1, the 1 will activate, but it won't reset the number 6 because there isn't any wire coming back here. Well, obviously there's wire coming back here right now, but that was my kind of excuse to my sad attempt into trying to reset each one of these. Um, in theory it should work, but as you can see, how I implemented it is kind of sloppy at best. So this is my second attempt. It's almost identical to the first, except for that that I actually added this outside line after I'd built this, just to see if it would work, and both of these have bugs in them. They don't work at all. So what I ended up doing was I actually these lines right here, these initial lines, I actually shifted them down one block so that I could put these raise these up. And what happens with these redstone repeaters is that they not only power this block, but they power the block ahead of it too. It transfers power through the block. So that's what we call strongly powered blocks. So that's what happened. So this first one right here, what was the problem with this one is that it had no line and no way of putting a line through to the back to reset this. But with this, since I put it down since I put the main line down one block, I could put the main line all the way through to the back and to the 6th T flip-flop right here, so that when I push the first one, not only would it not only would it activate this first one right here, it would go ahead and reset each single option, each T flip-flop that came after it. So that solved my problem of having the first one not reset it. So what happens is that on this one, I don't have any coming this way, but these ones will go through and activate their own T flip-flop, but they will also go on through to the last one and reset and put a power through the reset line just to make sure. So as you can see, we have this this initial line right here, and what will happen is that this will go through, power all those, but then it will also power this one, which will activate this T flip-flop. And in the subsequent ones, it will power this reset line that goes to each of the later T flip-flops for the other options. So what you have is when you push a button, it only activates its own T flip-flop. It resets each other single options T flip-flop so that you don't have any conflicting, power option, activated T flip-flops. You don't have any conflicting options for your destination, and it works pretty well, flawlessly. Actually, I'm pretty proud of it. So I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna rebuild this for you. I'm gonna also be doing a tutorial for how to build the actual station, and these are all the materials that I used. But we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna use all you'll need is some redstone dust, so a redstone torch, a repeater, and wool. You don't need colored wool, but it's helpful to segment your circuit into its different properties. I use 3 different colors: blue for the input, orange for the output, and red for the orange for orange for the logic, the actual computing, and the red for the output signal. So as you can see, each of these is turned on and this one's turned off. The one that's off would be the one that activates it. What you'd want to do is do this, so that you'd want to invert the signal like that. And as you see, this one, the line that's off, will turn the red. Will keep this one on, and this option will be the one that is the option that you've chosen, as you can see. Alright, so just a simple invert just to get that done. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this down and we're going to build this out. So you can do this however you want, whatever works for you. What I do is I build this out like this. These down 1 and out 2. What this does is allows you to run this redstone down and then hook it up to a repeater. Because if you put the repeater just like this, it wouldn't work. So there's your first line. That's your input. That's your first initial input line. And what you want to do with this is build your T flip-flop. So what you'll do is build this little L shape right here with this single block. So you want it to look like this. These 2, 1, and then 3. And then you want to put a redstone right there. And then you want to put a torch right there. 2 redstone on top and a torch right there. That's your T flip-flop. And when we, well, this is already powered, so the next T flip-flop I'll show you. So what you want to do is have this come through like this. We're gonna this line is only here for support, for guideline. So once we're done with that, you can go ahead. You can keep it in if you want, but I just like to have it. You can just take it out like that. Make sure that no weird, power signals are being transmitted. So what you want to do is have on this first one back here, you'll want to have 2 repeaters, because if you put a redstone right here, this will actually power this. So you don't want that. Oh, whoops. So you want 2 repeaters, and that makes sure that you don't have any looped signals. And then you'll want to bring these out too. And then you can put dust on these, it doesn't really matter. And then repeaters like that. So what you'll want now is you want to put a block right there and a repeater right there. You don't want to put a redstone because then those will hook up. and then you'll want to, whoops, carry this on the way back. And then what you'll want to do is put redstone dust every other block until you hook up with that. And then you want to put a repeater like this. That prevents any feedback loops. So, and then you put redstone on each of these. And what will happen is that when you push this button right here, as you can see, it turned off, and the top one will turn on. And then when you push this button again, it turns on, and this turned off. So you just want to do repeat that on the second one. But what you want to do is just carry it back, do what you did on the initial one. I missed one right here, and then we'll just carry this on back. And repeat what we did with here, except shift this this one over. So what you want to do is redstone on each of these, but then on this you want to set up your T flip-flop like that. So we'll put that there, put that there, and that there. Alright, so there's your T flip-flop set up. And then the problem I had with this is that I didn't have the number 1 thing coming back like that, like I said before. So what you'll want to do is hook this up like this, repeater right there, and dust right there. So when you click this one, as you can see, that turned off, and then when you click on this, that turns on and that turns off. So you'll want to hook this up like this, repeaters, prevent feedback loops, dust, and then you'll have, there's your second array, and you just want to carry on the this thing back here. Yeah, and you just want to keep on doing that until you've come to back to your 6th one. So I'll go on and do that, and I'll probably skip ahead for the video to the last one. What you want to do? Actually, no. I'll build one more, and then I'll finish off the 3. I'll just skip those. So I'll show you one more time. You want to keep bring these back. You want to have this 1 redstone, and then bring these back 2. On this, you want to bring it back with 1 redstone dust, and then repeater. But on the next one, 2 repeaters. Always on the T flip-flop, put 2 repeaters underneath it, so you don't have any loops or any weird powering phenomenon, bugs, whatever. So bring these up 1, and then dust, and then no, that was the wrong one, and then bring these back, take these out. I'm OCD, that's why I have to take these out. You don't have to take them out at all. Oh wait, actually those do have to be there, but on these spaces right here, I'm just a little bit OCD, so I need to take those out just to make it clear and concise which ones are which, and which lines are going to which option and whatnot. So repeater there, dust, dust, torch, torch. Alright, and then repeater, dust, 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 every other block, and then repeaters in between those. And there you go. There's your 3rd line. Just bring this bottom one down like this, and redstone, and bring it out like that. So now I'll skip to the last one. We have the this all done. So we've got our T flip-flops. You can see that all of them are like those 2 are deactivated and all. Don't worry about that. You can just come over here if you really want to, and you can just reset it with 1 push of the button. So there you go. All of them are turned off except for 1. So keeping to my color code, what you want to do, if you want an when you want your output line, you just put it up 1, you run it back, or you run it to wherever you need your output. So And we'll bring this back. And what's nice about this is that those inputs you can just run lines to an offsite place where you have this circuit set up. But the problem with that is that you're gonna have some delays, some pretty long delays on getting your track selected. But it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Just make sure that when you have your redstone like that, always remember it's 15 redstone wires. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And we'll put a repeater right there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, since this redstone's on, we'll know when it runs out. And it ran out right there. So, and this one shouldn't be too much of a problem, seeing as we're just gonna be putting a inverter right here, and put those across. So yeah, that's how you build this circuit. It works pretty well. It's scalable. You can put as many options you want. I have to admit, it isn't too compact. I'm guessing I could. Take out these middle ones and have it work just as well. Probably not, seeing as this probably would power that. So this is probably as compact as this circuit will ever get. If you really want to try, come be my guest. Send me the video if you manage to compact this pretty well. Take these out. So you can go up to you're not limited to just 6. You can be 7, 8, 100 if you wanted. That'd be a pretty big circuit, but probably extend out to who knows where. But if you really wanted to, just keep in mind that if you add more, the more options you add, the longer this will be. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, that's my circuit. And I'll go over how everything works just one more time in case you missed it or weren't listening or you were going back and forth between your game and this video. I'll tell you how everything works, because I know that when I go through a tutorial, I want to know how things work. So how this works, again, is you put your input. This is your initial. That's the same for everything. What happens is this repeater powers not only this block, this repeater strongly powers this block, which will then power this redstone. If it was weakly powered, like this, oh, come on, there you go. As you can see, it's not powering the redstone, but if you were to go like this, torches and repeaters strongly power the blocks that they pointed towards or powering or whatever. It's just how things work. So redstone dust weakly powers blocks, and torches and repeaters strongly power blocks. So that's how you get the repeater powering through the block. So alright, so and this T flip-flop is kind of like a tug of war. What happens is when you power this one right here, it'll power this torch, which will then power this redstone, which will then power the one underneath, and will deactivate this one. Actually, I think I got that backward. So yeah, what happens is that it's basically this torch is having a tug of war with this torch. You're basically having a fight who gets to be on. So when you click this button, it will power this block, which will then turn this block off, which will then turn this dust off on. But then that this block is all weakly powered and whatnot, so this one turns on, which will then turn this rest of the dust on, which will turn on, which will keep that one off until you turn this one on, which will then turn this one off, and this one will turn on, and it just flip-flops. That's what's called a T flip-flop, because it's a half T and it flip-flops. Who knew? But now what these ones do is when this powers on, this line right here goes into right here and turns this one off. That's what resets it, and that's what turns this option off. And then when you have your output, and then when you have this redstone repeater go through, it goes and powers all this, which then in turn powers these reset lines. So, and then these are just your simple inverters. When your line is off, the torch is on. When the line is on, the torch is off. That's just a simple little repeater. I might do like a simple redstone tutorial if you want it, comment or whatever. But if you comment, I'll probably do it sooner. It'll come out someday. It'll be sooner if you guys want it. So, so that's it. That's my destination selector. Hook these up to. I'll come over here just briefly and show you why this works the way it does. As you can see right here are these track corners. What happens is that, as you can see, let's do that too and go in here. As you can see, this one's on and these ones are off. So this one is turned towards the direction the card is coming, and these ones are turned away. So what happens is that the minecart will go across, and then we'll go up and go wherever you want it to go. So let's take that out, fill that in. Alright, let's come over here and make our selection. It's on 1 right now. I put separate output line to make these redstone light up, so that's not in the tutorial, and I'm not going to put it in there. If you want to, I guess I'll show it to you when I build the next one. But let's choose 4. That light turns on, telling us which destination selected. And then when we come over here, you will see that this one, this is turned towards the direction the minecart is going. We'll push it, and it'll go up that way. So it's a fully operational automatic selector, and if you haven't seen it, I showed not only those redstone wires, but I showed how this station works in my last video. If you want to check that out, I'll put there's a link in the description. But this has been Zayen signing out. So, peace.